Welcome back to Tuesdays with Tana. Last week I took you through an overview of 4 components of my leadership philosophy. So today what I want to talk about is the second piece. It's connecting with our intention in this world. So what were we intended for? And for some people they know this early on in their lives, and for others of us we take a windy path and we try out many things until we finally discover what it is that we were meant to do. And when people ask me, how do you know? For me, it is, I can't imagine doing anything else in my life from now on. Now that I've discovered where I fit and what I'm meant to do in the world with the Authentic Leadership Circles and the other programs that and the global community that we're building and co-creating, I can't imagine doing anything else. It's so rewarding and it feeds my soul each day. Even on the days where it is difficult or challenging or where I'm not sure of how to go forward, I just settle in and know that I should take the next step. Just settle in and take the next step. So how do we connect with our intention? There are many things that you can do to become more clear about your intention. You could do some research. So you can talk to people who may be doing things that you think you might want to do in the world. So if you think you want to become a lawyer, or you think you want to work with children, or you think you want to be on boards, you want to be a volunteer, then what you can do is you can talk to people who are in those kinds of positions and actually do some research. You can do some reading up on different positions or different ways of contributing in the world. You can even Google them and go online and find information about them. So talking to people I find is quite helpful. Another thing that you can do, I call it shake yourself awake. And what I mean by shaking yourself awake is it's like we need to unwind all the things that we've learned and we believe in order to see new possibilities for how we want to live our lives. If I think that I can only do this one thing because it's going to make me enough money for my life, then that's a belief that I might want to take a look at. I might want to look at how do I define success? Because there may be different ways of defining it that would open up possibilities for me to discover what I was intended for in this world. You may want to get a therapist or a coach or a counselor or someone to support you. And the way I think about that in my life is there are many times where I'm on my path on my own and I'm fine to find my own way. And there are other times where I'm stuck or where I plateau or where I just can't get beyond something. And for a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever is needed, I will work with someone who can support me so that I can, again, remove old limiting beliefs. I'm doing my own work so that I can stay open to what I was intended for on this earth. You can also, in order to shake yourself awake, you can try some new things. Some new things that may scare you. New things that are simple, like maybe going kayaking. You can learn new technology, learning about social networking, learning about the possibilities for technology and how the generation who are interacting in totally different ways because of technology and how communication is changing. Understand that. Be curious about it. Be curious about life so that you can get a feel for some different things and again open up the possibilities for you for your life. Pay attention to how you feel when you're doing different activities or experiencing different things. There are some people and some relationships that we're in, some adventures that we're having, some activities that we do where our energy builds. So when I'm facilitating Authentic Leadership Circles, my energy builds by the end and I'm rejuvenated versus being exhausted. So there are other activities that I'm not meant to be working in these areas anymore, and my energy completely drains when I'm working in those areas. So to pay attention to that. The other thing to remember about your intention is you may be in a position currently in your career or or as a parent, where you need to stay in that position for financial reasons or for the realities in your life, or it's what you want to do. And there may be ways of bringing more of authentic self into the work that you're already doing. So that's another way of bringing what you were intended for on this earth into your current life. You may need to stay in your career for the next 5 years, you're growing a family, and the financial constraints around that dictate, and supporting your children mean that you need to stay in the current position. And you really love to create the space for authentic dialogue. And so what you can do is learn how to translate what you are passionate about into what you're doing in the world. So you can create space for authentic dialogue within your workplace, or you can, just the way that you're modeling or being in relationship with others is a way to bring more of your true self into your work that you have right now. I'd like you to write down your career journey, and your career journey or your educational journey or your volunteer journey or your journey to this point in your life. And we call that our story. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have 2 columns on a page, and 3 columns. The first column is the dates and the events that have happened in your life. The second column, I want you to put a plus at the top. On the third column, I want you to put a negative sign. And I want you to notice all the different things that have happened within your life. And then under the plus column, I want you to notice when you were feeling incredibly fulfilled, where you felt in the flow with life, where you felt it was really feeding your soul and you loved it. And I want you to notice what it was about those activities that you loved. In the third column, I want you to notice those things when you did not feel fulfilled, where you noticed that your energy drained. And I want you to pay attention to that as well, and to start becoming aware on a day-to-day basis where your energy raises and builds and where your energy drains. And this will give you some guideposts as you begin your research around what your intention is. Relax into your authenticity and live this day with just a little more ease. Thank you, and I'll see you in 2 more weeks.